Good morning.
Morning.
Welcome to Hawkins Family Adventures AA meeting. Today is July 25th, 2020. Sorry, 2023. Tongue tied this morning for some reason. So today is another AA meeting. I'm going to wait a couple of minutes and let people come because I know that they're in other videos and stuff. So how are you this morning?
The usual. Tired.
Usual.
Didn't get
Cappuccino,
enough
guys.
sleep. I'm still drinking coffee too.
Cappuccino.
I'm drinking regular coffee. The cappuccino I got, I don't care for.
What kind is it you have again?
White chocolate caramel.
Oh. Yeah, I tasted that one while we were out looking for rentals, which is exciting too. Hopefully we can get out of this place. But the good thing is we do have what we have, and we're blessed to have what we have, no matter what. If we are not like, if you don't like it, just be happy that you have it, because a lot of people don't. But anyway, so today I'm going to say hello. If you're a newcomer, welcome. If you're an old timer, welcome. No matter who you are, you're welcome to come here and join me in the AA meeting. What I do is I read out of the books. My sister here helps me. Yes, we are identical twins, in case anybody wants to ask. So I'm going to go over the rules. No bullying. No judgment. And no harassment is allowed in here. This is a safe place for people to be able to work the 12 steps and have a better life, or for people that want to help a family member or a friend and just don't know a roundabout way to do so. There are AA meetings everywhere. All you have to do is search AA meeting in your area or whatever area you are in, and there will probably be a few. Um, I know that when we have gone on vacation, if I feel like I need a meeting, I instantly go and check to see where the meeting is at. And it's reassuring to know that there are meetings everywhere. So, and you can get your AA books online or at a meeting, more than likely. And just uh, it, these things help in everyday life. I know when I started AA, I was sober for, I think it was 90 days or 60, 90 days or 6 months. Can't remember which, because I've been sober for 8 years and 8 months. But no, other than that, I didn't think that there was anything to help me. And then I went to an AA meeting thanks to a good friend of mine, and it stuck. And I truly stress that that is a reason why, besides personal willpower and my higher power, to keep me sober this long. And I only go one day at a time. So we're going to just say the serenity prayer and then get into the meeting. Thank you for the raid, Roy and Becky. Hello, Adventures in Arizona,
Wait,
and
I'll be
you
right back.
over in Miami. Okay. And just so you know, their chat does get uploaded. So if you don't want people to know you are here, just hit the like button. And please subscribe and share if you have anyone that you know that might need um, help with everyday life of alcoholic or whatever you think that the steps will help you through. Um, so I'm going to say the serenity prayer and then get into the 12 steps. God, grant me the serenity to accept the things I cannot change, the courage to change the things I can, and the wisdom to know the difference. Yes, she just got 8 years on last Wednesday. Wednesday, right?
Yes.
Super proud of you. So we're gonna say the steps and then we'll get into chapter 9. I want to say, I think it's 9. I'll put it in the description of the video. Um, I'm still learning all of the things on editing and stuff like that, and putting videos where they need to be. So we're on chapter 9, the family afterward, page 122, and I'm gonna turn this thing off. It's loud.
I'm. Do you want me to read the steps?
If you'd like to.
Step 1. We admitted we were powerless over alcohol, that our lives had become unmanageable. 2. Came to believe that a power greater than ourselves could restore us to sanity. 3. Made a decision to turn our will and our lives over to the care of God as we understood Him. 4. Made a searching and fearless moral inventory of ourselves. 5. Admitted to God as we understood Him, to ourselves, and to another human being the exact nature of our wrongs. 6. We're entirely ready to have God remove all these defects of character. 7. Humbly ask Him to remove our shortcomings. 8. Made a list of all persons we had harmed and became willing to make amends to them all. 9. Made a direct amends to such people whenever possible, except when to do so would injure them or others. 10. Continued to take personal inventory and when we were wrong, promptly admit it. 11. Sought through prayer and meditation to improve our conscious contact with God as we understood Him, praying only for knowledge of His will for us and the power to carry that out. 12. Having had a spiritual awakening as the result of these steps, we tried to carry this message to alcoholics and to practice these principles in all our affairs.
Thank you. And I'm Sandra. I'm an alcoholic.
I'm Lily, and I'm an alcoholic.
Chapter 9, the family afterward. Our woman folk have suggested certain attitudes of a wife may take with the husband who is recovering. Perhaps they created the impression that he is to be warped or wrapped in cotton wool and placed on a pedestal. Successful Read adjustment means the opposite. All members of the family should meet upon the common ground of tolerance, understanding, and love. This involved a process of deflation. The alcoholic, his wife, his children, or her, whichever, his or her in laws, each one is likely to have fixed ideas about the family's attitude towards himself or herself. Each is interested in having his or her wishes respected. We find the more one member of the family demands that the other concede to him, the more resentful they become. This makes for discord and unhappiness. And why is it not because each wants to play the lead? It's not each trying to arrange the family so to his liking, his or her liking, if he or she not unconsciously trying to see what he can take from the family life rather than give. Conce- Concentration. Sorry, I don't know the word.
Where are you?
Uh, the concession of drinking is but the first step away from a highly strained abnormal condition. A doctor said to us, years of living with an alcoholic is almost sure to make any wife or husband or children neurotic. The entire family is, to some extent, ill. Let families realize as they start their journey that all will not be fair, whether each in his turn may be food store and may straggle. There will be alluring shortcuts and bypaths down which they may wander and lose their way. Suppose we tell you some of the obstacles a family will meet. Suppose we suggest how they may be avoided, even converted to good use for others. The family of an alcoholic longs for the return of happiness and security. They remember when father mother was romantic, thoughtful, and successful. Today's life is measured against that of other years, and when it falls short, the family may be unhappy.
Want me to read now?
Yeah.
Hang on, I got. Okay. Are we on suppose or no?
Family
Family
confidence.
confidence in dad is rising high. The good old days will soon be back, they think. Sometimes they demand that dad bring them back instantly. God, they believe, almost owes this re- recompension, pen, whatever, on a long overdue account. But the head of the house has spent years in pulling down the structure of business, romance, friendship, health. These things are now ruined or damaged. It will take time to clear away the wreck. Though old buildings will eventually be replaced by finer ones, the new structures will take years to complete. Father or mother knows he or she is to blame. It may take him or her many. seasons of hard work to be restored financially, but he or she shouldn't be
Reproach.
reproached. Perhaps he or she will never have much money again, but the wise family will admire him or her for what he or she is trying to be, rather than for what he or she is trying to get. Now and then the family will be plagued. And can I just say, hang on, I'm going to say so that I don't have to keep saying he or she, that this applies to both men and women. Husband, wife, 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 husband, husband, it doesn't matter. It's
Yeah.
it applies to all. Now and then the family will be plagued by specters from the past. For the drinking career of almost every alcoholic has been marked by escapades. Funny, humiliating, shameful, or tragic. The first impulse will be to bury the skeletons in a dark closet and padlock the door. The family may be possessed by the idea that future happiness can be based only upon forgetfulness of the past. We think that such a view is self centered and in direct conflict with the new way of living. Henry Ford once made a wise remark to the effect the experience is the thing of supreme value in life. That is true only if one is willing to turn the past to good account. We grow by our willingness to face and rectify errors and convert them into assets. The alcoholic, excuse me, the alcoholic's past thus becomes the principal asset of the family and frequently is almost the only one.
The painful past may be of infinite value to other families still struggling with their problems. We think each family which has been relieved owes something to those who have not, and when the occasion requires, each member of it should be only too willing to bring former mistakes, no matter how grievous, out of their hiding places, showing others who suffer how we were given help is the very thing which makes life seem so worthwhile to us now. Cling to the thought that in God as we understand Him hands, the dark past is the greatest possession you have, the key to life and happiness for others. With it, you can avert death and misery from or for them. It is possible to dig up past misdeeds so they become a blight, a veritable plague. For example, we know of situations in which the alcoholic or his whatever's life have had love affairs. In the first flush of spiritual experience, they forgave each other and drew closer together. The miracle of reconciliation was at hand. Then, under one provocation or another, the aggrieved one would unearth the old affair and angrily cast into ashes about. A few of us have had these growing pains, and they hurt a great deal. Husbands and wives have sometimes been obliged to separate for a time until new perspectives, new victory over hurt pride could be re-won. In most cases, the alcoholic survived this ordeal without relapse, but not always. So we think that unless some good and useful purpose is to be served, past occurrences should not be disclosed. We families of Alcoholics Anonymous keep few skeletons in the closet. Everyone knows about the other's alcoholic troubles. This is a condition which in ordinary life would produce untold grief. There might be scandalous gossip, laughter at the expense of other people, and a tendency to take advantage of intimate information. Among us, these are rare occurrences. We do talk about each other a great deal, but we almost invariably temper such talk by a spirit of love and tolerance.
I'll read. Another principle we observe carefully is that we do not relate intimate experiences of another person unless we are sure he or she would approve. We find it better when possible to stick to our own stories. A man may criticize or laugh at himself, and it will affect others favorably. But criticism and ridicule come from an unfavorable, from another often produce the contrary effect. Members of a family should watch such matters carefully. For one careless, inconsiderate remark has been known to raise the very devil. We alcoholics are sensitive people. It takes some of us long time to outgrow that serious handicap. Many alcoholics are enthusiasts. They run to extremes at the beginning of recovery. A man will take, as a rule, one of two directions. He may either plunge into a frantic attempt to get on his feet in business, or he may be so enthralled by his new life that he talks or thinks of little else. In either case, certain family problems will arise. With these, we have had experience galore. We think it dangerous if he rushes headlong at his economic problem. The family will be affected also pleasantly at first, as they feel their money troubles are about to be solved. Then not so pleasantly, as they find themselves neglected. Dad or mom may be tired at night and preoccupied by day. He may take some interest in the children and may show irritation when reproved
Reproof. Yeah.
for his delinquencies. If not irritable, he may seem dull and boring, not gay and affectionate, as the family we like him to be. Mother may complain of inattention. They are all disappointed and often let him feel it. Beginning with such complaints, a barrier arises. He is straining every nerve to make up for lost time. He is striving to recover fortune and reputation and feels he is doing very well. Sometimes mother and children don't think so. Having been neglected and misused in the past, they think father owes them more than they are getting. They want him to make a fuss over them. They expect him to give them the nice times they used to have before he drank so much, and to show his con- contrition
Contrition.
for himself. They suffered. But Dad doesn't give freely of himself. Resentment grows. He becomes still less communicative. Sometimes he explodes over a trifle.
Like,
The family is mystified. They criticize, pointing out how he is failing or falling down on his spiritual program.
no, stop there.
Okay. This one is
Uh,
actually pretty hard for me.
yeah, I have a pen. What I like about the books is it's yours. If it's yours, I mean, you can mark in it all you want. Um, so I've had, I think this is my second or third big book, and the one that I gave another person, the first one I gave away, maybe it was the second one. Anyways, I gave it away, and it had all kinds of highlights in it because uh, that's what I do when something grabs my attention. I will highlight it, but I don't have a highlighter, so I did a little star on what I wanted to reflect back on of what we just read. So I want to go back to this. This painful past may be of infinite value to other families still struggling with their problems. We think each family which has shown or which has been relieved owes something to those who have not. And when the occasion requires, each member of it should be only too willing to bring former mistakes, no matter how grievous, out of their hiding places. Show others who suffer how we were given help is the very thing which makes life seem so worthwhile to us now. Cling to the thought that in God's hands, as we understood him, the key or the dark past is the greatest possession you have. The key to life and happiness for others. With it, you can avert death and misery for them. So, what this is exactly why I am doing these meetings. It's because I have been able to get there to where I am sober. I don't think about it every day, but yet every time that I I do think about that I am I know I'm a recovering alcoholic, but sometimes I will think it out loud. And to me, I'm I'm proud to say that I'm recovering because I am. And to me, my recovery is my life journey now. I have to do this every single day. And sharing what I have learned every meeting or every time I talk to someone, that might uh like even at my old place of employment, I talked about it. And my last employment that was. And it just grabbed a few people. There's three of them that I know of that reached out. Because I automatically say it. I mean, I'm a recovering alcoholic. And so every time I've said that, they've like been, "You recovering too? How long?" And I tell them, if they want to know, I'll tell them, and I'll tell them how I got this way, how far I've come, and why I come this far. And it's surely my willpower and working my steps every day and keeping a conscious contact with my higher powers that gets me through every day. And if I have a major problem, I can call someone, a friend, talk to a family member, go to a meeting, call someone from your home group. There is help everywhere, and it is so amazing that. So I have traveled throughout Oregon, and each place that I have been, stayed for a while, I have gone to a meeting. So it is everywhere, you guys, and I just I'm blessed to be able to share what I have learned, the gift that I got for free, and share it with you guys. And I'm really glad that AA taught me that I do have a voice and I can use it.
Um, this part brings up my own past and my childhood. So
Yeah.
basically, for me, it's telling me that I went from a child raised with an alcoholic family, um, that I picked all of that stuff up. And then as an
We were
adult,
mixing
well,
drinks.
as a teenager, I started drinking. And that began my alcoholic career, basically. Because I
Yeah.
went from drinking to not drinking until I was old enough. And then
Yep.
I slid downhill, like, quickly. Well,
We
not
were in our
so quickly.
30s.
But then I turned to drugs to stop doing the alcohol. And then when I quit the drugs, I went back to the alcohol, which
Yeah.
tells me I am truly an alcoholic
Yeah.
because that was my true addiction,
Hmm.
alcoholism.
Yep.
And because I have 15 years clean and 8 years sober, I can sit here and tell you that it's a struggle every day for me to stay sober, but it's not to stay clean
Yeah.
because my addiction is worse when it comes to alcohol than it is to anything else.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
it took me a while to learn that out, figure it out. Uh, and AA has helped me tremendously. Reading
Yeah.
the book, working my steps every day. I don't go to meetings all the time. I have this with you that
Yeah.
I do, and it helps me to help other people who can't go somewhere and have a normal in-person meeting, just to be able to talk about it openly and not really care who hears me.
Yeah.
Yes, I'm a recovering alcoholic and addict, and I can say that I'm very proud to be recovering.
Yeah.
It's out there.
Yep. Um, but when I first started going to AA, it was weird because I went and then I left because I was uncomfortable. Um, so I would walk down the hill and go sit in front of the city hall. And one day I did that, and it was weird because this guy came across the street and he came and sat by me and he had a bottle in a paper bag and I was like, oh no, oh no, oh no. And I had my big book with me and he goes, oh, you're in AA? And I said, yeah. And he goes, step 11 is the hardest. And I was like, I'm stuck on step 4. And he said, yeah, I probably should go back to meetings, but I don't know if he did or not. But it's just proof that everywhere you go, there are people that have the same issue. And some of us don't get out soon enough. And that's not our fault, but at the same sense, we want to spread the message that there is help. There is so much help out there, and
We're not
I'm glad.
promoting.
No, I'm just glad that I went to a meeting,
We're not
and
promoting AA. We're telling you it helps for us.
that's what I was just saying.
Well, that's what I'm spitting out right now too. So there you go.
We both have the same thoughts. Uh,
Roundabout ways.
happens quite often, seeing as we're identical twins.
Twins. Let me tell you,
Yeah,
our
we
brains
finish
work
each other's
the
sentences.
same but kind of differently.
Yep. We do have our own identity, which I thank my our parents for letting us have our own identities. We are not. I'm not you, and you're not me. We have two separate personalities and likes and everything. So we but and I think going to AA for getting mine and your relationship to where it is today, where we don't fight and argue and we're not, well, we still have our little spots here and there, but doing the steps right after,
And it's even
it helps.
putting us closer because we're talking about renting a house
Yes.
together. Our
Yep.
families,
Yep.
us and our husbands,
Mhm.
because it would be cheaper for both of our relationships to do that, you know.
Yeah.
But
Um,
we'll see what happens. I'm a little
yeah.
worried about having my own space, and
But see, what we're doing right now is basically the same thing. I live upstairs. I can come bug you anytime I want. So basically, I'm just going home, shut my door. So I go to my room and shut the door. Leave me alone. Same
true.
for you. I mean, sometimes that's what you got to do is live together to make it better. So we will see about that
Yeah,
in time coming.
it's not happening right this minute. Although my husband would love it to work out right this minute, but
Thank you for
that's
the
going to
raid.
take some work.
Thank you for the raid, Roy and Becky. I really appreciate you guys. I appreciate everyone coming to the meetings. It makes me know that it's helping people. That's the purpose of this part of my channel. Um, there are changes coming, so I will be working on Wednesday through Saturday, 6:30 to 11 a.m. So I'm gonna have to change my time for this week at least. On Saturday, I will probably have to do it at 1 p.m. Pacific Standard Time because work, going back to work. But and that's another thing with being sober is you can figure stuff out clearly. You're not having the drunk mind going. saying, I gotta get this next drink. I gotta get this. I gotta get that, And that's part of what I don't miss also.
Well, I like the fact that I don't have to, well, kind of, because my husband does still drink. Okay, that's not a secret. And that's fine. That's him. That's not me.
Yep.
So I kind of still have the mindset of I'm over here, my husband's over here, but we're still together.
Yeah.
So that is where I'm at with that.
Yes, peace and blessings. And welcome. I don't know how to pronounce your channel name, but welcome. It's always great to have people in the meetings. Usually I go for about an hour, and oh, love from London. Awesome. Yeah, being sober, I have seen so many things with clear eyes. I've got to see my kids graduate. Um, I got my first job after I got sober. Well, not really my first job, but the first job that I actually liked. Anyway, so and stuck with it. Um, so yeah, and I was still in my first year of sobriety when I started doing my first job, and everyone there was so happy to help me to not go back. And I ended up getting a sponsor, which was a coworker of mine, and I still talk to her today.
You have a question?
And yes, how long have you been sober? I have been sober for 8 years, 8 months, and a few days.
And I have been sober for 8 years.
Yes, in a few days.
I don't
We're
count the few days.
right behind each other. She's right behind me. So yeah. Um but I have gotten to see a lot of things sober. I'm not gonna say every day is great because I certainly have had bad days.
We have
Um,
traveled sober.
yes, we have been traveling and spending time together, not arguing. Usually, if we're arguing, it's with somebody else. But of
Usually, I
course,
don't. I try not to argue with people.
yeah,
I just.
same here.
I have learned that I'm not going to win every argument, and I should not expect to win every argument.
Yeah,
So I try not to bring my arguments to other people.
yep.
Um,
I know when we get into a little bit of an argument and we go to our own place or whatever area, wherever we are, um, I'm just glad that we know what to do right away, and that's that's a good thing. I mean, making amends right away is so helpful that you are not dwelling on it long because dwelling on it is not good for us who are recovering
what
from
do you
whatever it
mean?
is.
What do you mean? What are your vices when you're stressed out? What does that mean? Are you meaning what do we do if we're stressed out? I personally will go for a walk or um,
I meditate.
meditate, play a game on my phone, or um, say my serenity prayer. Um,
Yeah, there's all kinds of things that we can do
there's
and that
all
you can
kinds
do
of
as well.
ways. Yeah, all kinds of ways to relieve stress. And struggling with addiction is a hard thing to overcome, but you can do it. You can do it.
You got this. You
You
got this
absolutely can do it.
for sure. You have to do it for you, though. You can't do it for anyone else. I know that my family was telling me, you're an alcoholic, you need to do this, you need to do that, blah, blah, blah. And I was like, yeah, whatever. And then it hit me one day after I busted my eye open. Don't even remember how that happened, but it did. And I went a year sober. And then I went back out and I ended up back down to the end of the bottle. And then I got sober and found AA right after that. And so that has helped me so much. And having a sponsor is great. They are there to listen, to help you do your steps, explain things to you in ways that they have experienced it, help guide you through your steps. But the steps are a, a very, very good thing to do. And once you learn to work your steps every day, eventually you don't even recognize that you're working your steps. It's just automatic. And it's so worth it because you're not dealing with all of that uh, stress and guilt or whatever you're feeling. You can get it out and uh, share that with someone. And it does help and make you feel better about being on your sober journey. Um, I know that has helped me tremendously. And I have sponsees, I have sponsors. I have a whole group that I can go to. And so when I'm feeling stressed, I call one of my sponsees or I talk to one of my sponsors or I reach out to a friend or a family member because they know what I'm going through and they will help guide you through how you're feeling. And I am so thankful and blessed to be sober today.
Asking for help is better than the alternative.
Yes. The top priority is admitting that you are powerless over it. And seeing as you said that, you are uh, powerless over it and you can make it. You just do the steps and you can make it.
Keep coming
And
back every Tuesday and Saturday.
yeah, that's our schedule. I'm gonna have to change the one on Saturday to probably about 1 p.m. Pacific Standard Time because I have to work on Saturdays. So,
Okay.
and my Wednesday live for my adventures is gonna be changed to 1 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. So,
If you lose friends because you get sober, they are not really your friends.
right. If your friends leave you when you get sober, that's not a friend. That is no friend. Those are
No.
exactly the people that you want to get away from. I know for me, I had to leave my family and my sister, and well, not my husband and my younger son. We were all together, so we moved away, and I got sober, and then we came back. So that's what helped me was getting away from those people that were helping me enable myself. So once you get to where you're not around those people and you're doing your recovery, you're doing your steps, you'll find true friends. Believe me, I have.
I have
I have,
two friends.
yeah. And the
Um,
one,
I have people that I can call.
yeah,
I have a list of phone numbers. I can call any
yep,
one of them, and if they answer, they'll listen to my struggle, and they'll help guide me through it.
Yeah.
And you know, I was told that I was taught that a true friend will be your friend no matter what. If you are struggling with addiction, you need to let people know that, hey, I'm struggling. You may lose friends. You may have to walk away from people for a while. But if they're your true friends, they will be there when you are ready to be around them again.
Yes.
But if
But
you're
you,
uncomfortable with the situation, always make sure you have a way to get out of the situation. You know, it's it's important. It's important.
it's hard to walk away from. But, if you want to, you're admitting that you have these problems, and the best thing that I can suggest is um, get help, get away from those people, because the people that are there when you're getting drunk, they're not there because they care. Most of the time, that is. If they are like doing the bad things with you, that's not a friend. They should want you to be sober, and you just have to walk away from it sometimes.
I would personally, I can't tell you what to do, but I can say from my experience that I don't. Yeah, it is, and that's what people do it for. But if you seek professional help and seek a group, a support group to help you to get off of these things, it gets better. And believe me,
Yeah,
I know it's a struggle. It really honestly is. But it's worth it. It is definitely worth living
definitely.
sober and clean.
Yeah,
That's my experience.
yeah.
And I would
Um,
urge you, to seek help in your area. That's other than that, I don't know. But I hope you keep coming back, here, because you're free to talk. And sorry the chat gets uploaded, but you know, I think by now people understand that it is a mental health issue. It
yep.
is not something that we want to be. It's something that
Yeah,
takes over what we want to be and how we want to be,
yep.
because alcohol and drugs are cunning, baffling, and powerful.
Yep. Anyway, it's been almost an hour. Yes, please keep coming back. You're welcome here. Um, Again, if you're struggling with alcohol or any life altering things, like addiction and such, or just would like a way to calm down and such, um, you're welcome to be here. Um, but yes, meditation works wonders. I thought it was bogus in the beginning, but it actually works, because then while I'm meditating, I can like block everybody else out, and it is great. Sobriety to me means my life. And
Same
how
here.
often? I do this meeting twice a week. Thank you for coming. And I'm going to say the
Bless you
serenity.
too, and I hope
Yeah.
you have a blessed day. And we're gonna say the Serenity Prayer, right? Are we gonna read the daily reflection?
Oh, yeah, I forgot
You
about
want me
that.
to read it?
You can if you want.
I'll read it. For us, if we neglect those who are still sick, there is unremitting danger to our own lives and sanity. I know the torment of drinking compulsively to quiet my nerves and my fears. I also know the pain of white knuckled sobriety. Today, I do not forget the unknown person who suffers quietly, withdrawn and hiding in the desperate relief of drinking. I ask my higher power to give him his guidance and the courage to be willing to be his instrument to carry within me compassion and unselfish actions. Let the group continue to give me the strength to do with others what I cannot do alone.
Amen to that.
And I'll read the men's one really quick because I have it right here. Men's daily meditation for July, what, 25th? It
My
says,
other anniversary.
it says, everyone once, only, just once and no more. And we also once, never again. But this having been once, although only once, to have been of the earth seems irrevocable. In the hopelessness of addiction and codependency, and as children of addicts, some of us have considered suicide, and some of us have actually tried to kill ourselves. We have maintained the option as an escape in case life got too difficult. Now in recovery, we have chosen life. We've stopped killing ourselves in the slow ways of our. Yet some of us hold on to our ace in the hole, either consciously or unconsciously. We haven't made that unconditional commitment to life. It may be one more firm step into recovery, a vote for the life we have been given, to say, I will never choose suicide. When we give up that one final controlling maneuver, we may find ourselves freer to live in this one irrevocable life we've been given. In choosing to be totally on the side of life is a step further into the care of God as we understand Him. Whatever I must meet, God is with me. Your higher power is with you.
Thank you. And now we're going to say the serenity prayer. And I hope you guys have a wonderful day. And please like, share, comment, and subscribe. Hit the notification bell for the next upcoming videos. I appreciate you guys, and hit the like button, please. It helps me out. Spread the word of sobriety and adventure. God, Grant me the serenity to accept the things I cannot change, the courage to change things I can, and the wisdom to know the difference. Keep coming back
It works
if you work
if you
it.
work it.